Hello, I'm Dr. Gareth Moore, and today is the last day, day 24 of the Exit the Game Advent Calendar, the Intergalactic Race. If you've been with me since day one, then thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, which is a lot, to be honest. Right, okay, so we'll start with the story for day 24 before we have a look at the puzzle. So, just before you reach the planet at the centre of the rings, the inevitable happens. Your rusty spaceship, filled with makeshift fuel, can no longer withstand the forces and simply falls apart. You hurtle through the air, the DIY airbag pressed tightly to your cheek. With a violent thump, you hit the ground right next to Claus. You look around, slightly dazed. You're on the edge of a huge crater, and you can see from the signs that it's a shortcut. Whoever flies in there will land on Earth, just in time to host the Christmas party. You suddenly hear a cold voice. The rabbit, of course. He has climbed down from his sleigh, which is bizarrely still completely intact, and is looking at the wreckage of your spaceship with his paws crossed. Well, without a vehicle, you no longer have a chance of winning, he states. And that means Christmas is mine, all mine, and the best of all sons as well. Distract him, Claus whispers to you, barely audible. Engage him in a conversation. I have a plan. What song are you talking about, Rabbit? You start to improvise. The rabbit looks at you as if you are extremely slow-witted. Well, last Christmas, of course, he replies. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Claus crawling around the crate on all fours. Now you understand what he's up to. He wants to hijack the rabbit's sleigh. Rabbit is now in full flow. Last Christmas is the best song since the Big Bang, he enthuses, and it was always meant for me. The guys from Wham had actually composed a song about a rabbit, and just because some record boss thought that there was more money to be made with Christmas, they quickly changed the whole thing to that. It became clear to me, I want to take back the true meaning of the song. I need to control Christmas. The other idiots in the race weren't serious competition for me. Please turn the page. So it's a bit weird. We have an evil Christmas rabbit. Or not Christmas rabbit, perhaps the exact opposite. Anyway, here we go. You, on the other hand, were a different prospect. Oh, it's still the rabbit voice. You, on the other hand, were a different prospect, so I had to think of something. But it took some planning, a little manipulation here and there, messing with your engine, changing a signpost, the space junk. That was all you ask, pretending to be impressed, flattering the rabbit to keep him distracted. Of course, that and much more. You fought well, but you have to admit, I was simply brilliant. Claus gives you a sign. With a sprint, you dash to the sleigh and jump onto the seat next to him. Brilliant indeed, shouts Claus to the rabbit. But Christmas is still ours! He steers the sleigh up the crater, and with a daring leap, you fall into the dark hole. The last thing you hear is the rabbit's insane howl of rage. Because that's what a rabbit would sound like if it was howling with rage, and was also a bit evil, and had tried to take over the universe and abolish Christmas to ruin the best Christmas song of all time, according to him. Now open door 24. Behind it you will find one last task. Complete the task and then return to read the exciting conclusion. It just says conclusion. Alright, okay, so there's obviously nothing on here. And door 24 is a bit of an interesting one, because yesterday, if you've watched that video, you will know that I got a bit excited and tore open the calendar, perhaps a little enthusiastically, because what we were meant to do is discover that at the back of the calendar here, it opens up, and behind here, and you can see the door, which I then tore off from the other side. If I turn my calendar around, you'll see that it says, and obviously it's sort of already opened, it says, you have found door 24, stop, do not open, first read sheet, 24th of December in the storybook. Well, I've done that. And now I can tear it up like I accidentally did yesterday. And there's instructions on the back. And one other thing, there is a picture, which I think is where we are today, with a crater, and there's the bunny, and it says, to Earth. All right, well, let's have a look and see now what's on the card yesterday, which I did visually see, but I have made no attempt to solve yet. So it says that IMB, and I think that's the organisation running the race, has one final task for you. 1. Open all 24 doors. 2. Look at the rooms chronologically. 1, 2, 3. Lastly, the duct. 3. Write down the information to the left of the room. 4. Use it to solve the task. Well, I think I espied yesterday when I was destructing the calendar, for want of a better verb, that there is actually a piece of text, a letter, and there's probably a better description of that next to each room. Well, maybe they've gone missing, but there's a Y here. And where I tore open the duct, there's an OX. No, it is letters sometimes. All right, and yeah, I've tried to reassemble my calendar back to its original state. And as you can see, I've done a perfect job. No one would ever notice that I vigorously tore that open. But yeah, I am going to have to know where all the rooms are, aren't I? I mean, I had restored it before the start of this video, but then tearing the back open again has revealed this mess. Right, okay, so I need a piece of paper and I need to start writing things down. All right, so we start with door 1, and that's here. And it said to look to the left of the room, which is, I think means we need to look under here. So I'm just going to, for door 1 at least, I'm going to just tear this up like that and see whether it says. There's a T. All right, great. So I can see this is going to be fairly destructive. When I say fairly, I mean utterly. So there's 1, and where's 2? This is going to be a slow process, isn't it? But here's 2. It was conveniently on the camera. I guess you want to see. I can see this without destroying the camera. The camera? Oh my goodness, the calendar. It's been a long advent. A. Well, it's been pretty much the standard length. A. And then, wait, that is to the left. Yes, for a minute I thought I'd looked at door 7. You know, a more efficient way would be to just write them all down and then reorder them. But where's the fun in that? So 3 is up the top here. And you may be able to see without me destroying the calendar that that's a K. So we've got T-A-K. It's going to be take on me. So maybe that will be helpful to guess what it's going to say. It's an E. It is indeed take. That was door 4. Now we need door 5, which is somewhere within 3 moves of there. And door 5 is all the way down here. And yep, I'll tear the calendar so we can see together that that is an E. Take, E. Let's just hope this is a short word because I started a second line. 6 has got to be, it's right next to it here. And to open the calendar, it is a V. It's going to be take everything or something. Take everything out of the box. Something of that sort. 6, 7 is here. And tear the calendar so we can see there's an E. Yeah, I really should have started a new line. 8. I mean, I can always jump the lines, can't I? 8. Here. And to the left of it, that was the Rubik's Cube room that everyone enjoyed. Oh, I haven't done the extra puzzle yet. We have to do that. It's going to be every, I think. But is it going to be everything? And then there's 9, which is here. And behind here is a Y. Can you see? Yes, you can. Y. Take every. Well, even if it's everything, I'm going to write it as if it was 2 words. 9, 10. Have you ever noticed how surprisingly long T is going to be everything, isn't it? Have you noticed how it can take surprisingly long to find one of 24 numbers on an advent calendar? You know it must be staring you in the face, but you just can't see it. There's an H. All right. I would just like to acknowledge, I know that everything is 1 word. I've just written it like that because I didn't know what I was about to write. 12 is up here. And I can tear it like that. That's a lowercase I in typical exit style, I have to say. That's funny. I'm going to write a lowercase I just for, the true exit vibe. The 13 is here. My calendar's going to look more destructed than normal, I have to be honest, because of my requirement to film this. Otherwise, it's just me staring at the calendar going, oh yes, I'm reading out some letters. Take everything, 1 word. Let's put a hyphen there just so that anyone jumping in here knows I know it's 1 word. That was 14, wasn't it? And then we need 15, which is not very far away here. And it's an O. Is it going to be everything out? 16 is all the way down here. And we have a U. And 17 is here and has a T. Can you see that? No, I may as well tear it the rest of the way. T. Take everything out. Now we need 18. And it's a O. It's going to be everything out of the box, isn't it? 19, which is what we guessed at the start anyway. Where's 19 gone? 19 is down here. The calendar haven't yet destroyed of. Oh, F rather. Take everything out of, and now we need 20. There's 21. Where's 20? 20 is surprisingly far away up here. Can I pull that up over like that? Yes, there's a T there. And 21 is back down here, as we already said. And above here is an H. I tell you what, I've only got 1 chance to film this, haven't I? I have a bit of explaining as to... Yeah, my books, I tore very rapidly last night. There's an E. After recording the calendar, in a fit of rage, I haven't failed to solve the puzzle as efficiently as I could have done. E, wait, no, 23, not E. B, and then we've already seen that the whole here, which is 20, sort of 24, is OX. Because apparently a 24-letter phrase was too hard to find. Take everything out of the box. All right. Well, I mean, as exit games go, that's not entirely unpredictable. But do I just pull the whole thing out? So in the end of the box here, it says nothing to see here, and at the other end of the box here it says stop, no entry. But I mean, I don't really need to do that because I can just do that now. So on the back of here, I'm just going to hold this up like this, there is, I think, nothing except the backs of rooms. So I think we're looking at this bit of the calendar here. And inside the box, there is absolutely nothing. I mean, you're technically seeing it before me there, because it was in front of my face. Right, okay, so I think we're looking at the box itself here. Take everything out of the box. I don't think I need a bit of paper now. And it just said, on the thing here, it said, write down the information to the left of the room, use it to solve the task. All right, so we've done that. Take everything out of the box. So am I literally taking everything? I guess I can lift the insert out like this. Wait, the bottom level of insert, not the individual sleeve inserts. And what have we got? Ooh, okay. There's pinned to the right. This is where I drilled through for a puzzle the other day. What's it got here? Ooh, loads of stickers. Congratulations, Intergalactic Champion. And then these are all stickers. Let's have a look at these. The bottom of the box here is covered in rainbow colours, or the side of the box I should say. What's funny is that every year when I finish solving this calendar, my desk, my office have exploded with bits of calendar, and it is exactly the same as always this year. We've got some hidden text here. We had to remove the S's, didn't we, to read hidden text on previous days. Is that right? So if we write this down without the S's, what have we got? Oh no, it was letters to the right of an S? Or right letters to the left of an S. It wasn't deleting the letters at all. Let's try the right. H-A is going to be have, C-O-O-L. Have a cool Yule. It says have a cool Yule, exclamation mark. In the alien tongue, of course. So, you know, it's not technically encoded. It's just an alien language that we have to translate into English. And yes, these are stickers, as I will just prove. Yep. So I could stick that on my face if I wanted. I have no desire to do that, just to clarify. Yeah, so different scenes from the Advent calendar, including the enigmatic owl that's on the back of the box. Somebody pointed out in a comment, why is there an owl on the back of the box? I'm not sure I can give you an exact answer to that. But, oh, look, it says exit. I can zoom in on this. Exit Christmas hero. There we go, I'm a Christmas hero. And so are you, if you've stuck with me through all these videos. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, wait, we have to finish the story. Rewind. And before I forget, we still need to read the end of the story. Your dive through the dark crater seems to have no end. We will never arrive on Earth, you think desperately. Then suddenly you begin to see the light. A snowy landscape appears in front of you, a coniferous forest on the edge of a small settlement. Claus, be careful, the fir trees, you yell. But it's already too late. Your pilot brushes against some of the trees with the sleigh runners and cuts off the tops. What follows is a spectacular crash landing in which Claus is catapulted in a high arc from the carriage seats and straight into the chimney of a nearby house. You end up in a pile of snow. Sighing, you look at the damage you have caused during your landing. It's a shame about the beautiful trees, you think, and look for something on the sleigh to tie the broken branches back on with. Just make them look less damaged. In between the boxes and the sleigh, you find a few fairy lights. Well, they should do, at least for now. A little later, the door to the house opens and Claus comes out. He's wearing a brand new red bathrobe. You look at your pilot in surprise. He has changed so much since you met him at the bar. The gaunt guy has become a plump, red-faced man with a thick white beard. Doesn't look bad on him at all. The owner of the house gave me the robe. My clothes were torn and completely covered in soot, he calls out to you. Nice, right? In return, I gave him a few little things that I still had in my pockets. Gingerbread from Meme Kiko and stuff. When you hear these words, something comes to mind. There's more sweets from Amicako on the sleigh, you say, and also other stuff from the various stopovers in the race. The rabbit took something from everywhere. You silently expect Claus to pounce on the treats immediately, but he surprises you. You know what? He says thoughtfully. I'm pretty sure we can guess what. Now that we've won the race, I'm in kind of a generous mood. Let's give this stuff away. We can distribute it to the nearby houses, otherwise it will go to waste. And that's exactly how you do it. When you've got rid of everything, you look at Claus. Now what? Well, what else? He replies and grins. Tom's bar, of course. Thanks to the speed of the turbo sleigh, you open the door to the bar a short time later. Thunderous applause greets you. The room is packed. Everyone stands up and cheers for you. You walk through a line of well-wishers to the bar, where Tom puts a double yuppie tar and a star shake on the counter without being asked. Amazing performance, you two, he says. You grin at each other and clink your glasses together. Then Tom, with a movement of his head, draws your attention to a guest 2 seats away. Impossible. It's the rabbit. He actually somehow managed to make it back to the bar on one of the pieces of your wrecked spaceship. All respect, says Claus with sincere appreciation in his voice. You're really quite talented, little one. The rabbit looks at you, sniffing, and says miserably, I wanted to have Christmas so much. "Oh, Rabbit," says Claus, sounding almost tender. "How about you host Easter instead from now on? That is also a lovely celebration." The rabbit wipes the tears from his eyes, then nods bravely and says, "OK." You give him the very last chocolate balls from Amicco, which you found in your trouser pocket. Unfortunately, they softened up during the stopover on Etna Na and are a little deformed. They look a bit elongated now, but definitely still good. The rabbit thanks you politely. "That's nice of you. I will now put them aside until Easter and then eat them to celebrate the holiday. I should probably hide them well, otherwise someone will munch them away from under my nose." So not only have we helped create the legend of Santa Claus, we've also created the Easter Bunny in this story. So it's like a double whammy now, isn't it? "So what do you want to do at Christmas from now on, Claus?" asks Tom. "After all, you are now responsible for organising it." Claus scratches his white beard in surprise. He doesn't seem to have thought about it at all. "I think I'll leave everything roughly the same as it was this year," he answers after a while. "It was good." Then he looks at you. "Are you up for helping too?" he asks you. When he sees the astonished expression on your face, he adds, "We don't have to complete a race anymore, but I could still use your help distributing the gifts. You would be really important. I can't do it myself. Elf?" Tom completes the sentence with a laugh, and that seems to be the end of the matter. It's a good thing Christmas only comes once a year, you think to yourself. But actually, you're happy. In any case, it will never be boring with Claus. Right, so we're now a Christmas elf, is that right? Suddenly, a piercing whistle sounds from the stage and an entire bar raises its head at the same time. Unbeknownst to you, the rabbit had slipped off his bar stool and stood at the microphone. He seems to have overcome his defeat. In fact, he is grinning slightly diabolically again as he says, "A big round of applause for Team Claus, who confidently won the 24-day Le Mans race despite a tricky opponent. This is for you." He signals to the band behind him. They start playing and the melody immediately sounds familiar. You automatically tap your foot to the beat, though you hear a panicked scream from your left. "No!" When you turn around, you see Claus jump up and run through the swinging door to the back. Shrugging, you turn back to the stage where the rabbit is holding the microphone, smiling blissfully. Full of enthusiasm and accompanied by dozens of voices in the room, he belts out, "Last Christmas!" And even though you would never admit it to Claus, and even though it is probably just because you are finally stress-free, this evening it really is the best song since the Big Bang, and you join in enthusiastically. Merry Christmas. And that, I think, is the end of the calendar, apart from the extra puzzle that we haven't done yet, which we will now look at. So, at the end of the hint book, the hints and the help and instructions book, there is an extra puzzle, which was designed to be done by people who didn't want to do the Rubik's Cube or one of the other visuospatial puzzles, and it's called the Ultimate Replacement Riddle. And we have ABC, some pictures of constellations with numbers, and like the puzzles prior to day 23, so days 1 to 22, it's designed to give you a 3-digit number, because that would have helped you find the next door on the calendar. And there are instructions, I think, on the next page which tell you how to do it for the second of the 2 days, because I guess this gives one number and you need a different number for the other day. It could have been used for. But there we go. So there is an actual puzzle we haven't yet done. So it has some instructions, which we shall have a quick look at. And it says, as usual, you can find clues for this replacement puzzle on the back of this sheet. Oh, that's telling us about the hints. The small yellow and light blue markings on the page edge will help you fold the sheet to find the correct hint. Oh, this is just instructions for the hints. What makes the replacement puzzle ultimate? You can use it as a replacement for 2 different riddles. So, riddle 8 and riddle 16. And as I just said, there's a green box on the back. And don't throw it away after solving, you might still need it. Except we haven't. So, why does it say that? I don't know. Right, okay, I'm going to tear this out because there's no much point keeping it in the book. Right, in fact, I think this, as I put that away, look, and as I turned over the other book, there are stars on the back. And the thing I can see straight away is that there is a moon and a whooshing star. And on here, we have a moon and a whooshing star. I don't know if you can actually see that very clearly. If I zoom in, it's probably clearer. The star there, it's quite hard to make out because of the contrast. It's actually hard to see with my eyes as well. I mean, not hard, it's just not very clear. But anyway, there's a moon and the comet, or star and the moon's now upside down, and then they're stacked this way. And I think what we're probably doing is putting the backs of the calendars together. That must be right? So to start with, we have the moon on the left and the star here. Now, it shows them right next to each other, but I'm guessing that what we're really doing is putting the two together in this formation. And what are we then doing? Are we looking for a constellation that matches? Because if so, this could take a while. But presumably, well, okay, we can narrow it down. The constellation is very likely to cross over between the 2 calendars. So there's one here. What's this? Yeah, that's a 6, right? So we have a 6 at the bottom here coming across. All right, that was easy. And now I swap them over, I think, and I turn this one around and we look for another constellation that's now been formed. And again, it must surely be across the middle. There's sort of like an M-eth in here. Is there an M-eth in here? An M-like letter, I meant. Or was it a house? No, I don't think so. We've got 3 stars in a row here. Could they be part of one of these symbols? It's quite hard to fit it all on the screen. I could change to this picture here. I'm guessing the orientation will be the same, because otherwise it's going to be pretty harsh. I don't think it's 9. I don't think it's 7. I don't think it's 2. I don't think it's... Oh, it is 4. It is 4. Look, it goes across here and like that. Okay, so we've got 6, 4, and then we need to do... I think this is meaning to put this back up this way and then put them like this. And now we're looking for something that goes across the middle, so it's going to be one of the tall ones, isn't it? Could it be this? We've got an orientation for the stars as well, which I think would probably exclude these stars. So I'm guessing we're staying... I'll just push the whole thing up the screen so we can see a bit better. Yeah, these stars are all the same way up, so I'm guessing we're going here. Could we have that as a 3 cluster here? So yeah, I think we could. I think we could have here to here, 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 here. So I think we've got 6, 4, 0. And let's see if that's correct. Oh, that's not the right way up. Is this what we got? 6, 4, 0. There we go. We've solved it. Well, there we go. I hope you've enjoyed the calendar. I certainly have. I mean, I feel that the first half of the calendar had quite a few days when I think it could have been clearer what to do. I don't really see the harm in having slightly more direct clues or clues that are not misleading, because I think that sometimes there's some loose language or things that could have been much more clearly described. And because it's meant to be fun, it's an advent puzzle, it's not designed, I would suggest, for people to sit down and get stuck for hours on end, that it would help if the clues are a bit more direct. On the other hand, you've got the hints book, you know, so I kind of played the calendar in card mode, so to speak, by not taking the hints. So I guess that's perhaps on me. Anyway, I had a lot of fun nonetheless, and I really particularly enjoyed the last week or so of the calendar. I hope you did too, and I hope you enjoyed it all, in fact. Let me know how you got on. If you got the calendar yourself, let me know if you plan to get next year's. Cosmos have already announced the details of next year's advent calendar, so hopefully I'll be solving that too, and if so, I'd love to have you with me again then. So do please feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. There's also lots throughout the year. There are solves of exit the game puzzles, unlock puzzles, escape room the game, also Deckscape, all sorts of things. Even some puzzle boxes as well, which I hope to do more of this year, in fact. Some on my own, some with my colleague Laura. And talking of my colleague Laura, there are also 2 other advent calendar solves that we'll show at the end of the video here. There's a Taskmaster and a Cluedo advent calendar I've sold each day throughout December this year. And on top of that, there's also an Escape the Penguins, or Escape the Penguins Christmas Party advent calendar I've been solving this month as well. In fact, I've been solving 4 advent calendars. Given that I've been recording the Exit and the Penguins advent calendars the night before the calendar is due to be released, so that I have the fun of doing it during Advent too, and can also respond to comments. It's been quite a lot, I have to say, but I hope you've enjoyed it if you've watched them, and thank you again so much for watching. And until I see you in one of my other videos, then all that remains for me to say take care, have a very happy Christmas, and goodbye.